20 years of.
All right, we are on the air.
All right. I'm calling the Zoning Board of Adjustment meeting to order, regular meeting of July 15th, 2025 at 7:33 PM. Adequate notice of this meeting/hearing has been provided by posting a copy of the public meeting dates on the municipal bulletin board, by sending a copy to the Echo Sentinel, and by filing a copy with the municipal clerk. Standard board procedures. Any meeting conducted by the board is a quasi-judicial proceeding. Any questions or comments must be limited to issues that are relevant to what the board may legally consider in reaching a decision. And decorum appropriate to judicial meeting must be maintained at all times. Meeting cutoff. Announcement is made that as a matter of procedure, it is the intention of the Zoning Board of Adjustment not to continue any meeting past 10:30 PM at any regular or special meeting of the board unless a motion is passed by the members then present to extend the meeting to a later specified cutoff time. Electronic devices. Everybody please take their phones and mute them so they don't go off in the middle of the meeting, even if it is, unless it's an emergency. All in attendance are asked to mute their phones or electronic devices as to not interrupt the proceeding. Pledge of Allegiance. Tom, would you lead us, please?
Yes, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, roll call.
Yes. Mr. Aronio is excused this evening. Mr. Giannakis?
Here.
Mr. Rosenberg is excused this evening. Mr. Watts?
Here.
Mr. Zadrozny?
Here.
Mr. White is excused this evening. Vice Chairman Grosskopf?
Here.
And Chairman Grecht?
Here.
Chairman, we have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. All right, now, seeing no other things on the thing, we'll go right to the application. A bulk variance, block 13513, lot 20, zone R4, 25 Doherty Avenue, application number 25-10Z. Paul White, applicant, proposes to construct a shed in the rear yard of a single-family residence. Okay, I see the applicant is here, and we have all the information. Would you like to just give us a synopsis of what you're doing and why you're here?
Sure. My wife Carl will do that if that's.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Before you do that, we need the legal stuff.
Yeah.
Gotta swear.
Just
Couple-
reminded.
couple
And swering in and all that good stuff,
Right, all
yeah.
right. So first off, Mr. Chairman, let me just point out for the record, I did have an opportunity to review the applicant's notice. I find the same to be sufficient. It was timely served, all the content was good, so the board is the jurisdiction to hear, decide the case. With
Sorry, I
that-
admit, I didn't mean to forget
That's
that,
all
but I
good.
did.
That's okay. That's the other.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, I'll swear in our two board professionals.
I'll swear in
as well
who's ever,
as,
both, everybody that's gonna testify, everybody's,
Everybody at once.
yeah,
Stand up.
yeah, stand up,
All
raise
five of
your,
you, could you please raise your right hands. Do all five of you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Yes, we do.
okay.
Very good.
Now that we got those procedures, yeah, just give us, one or both of you, give us a synopsis of what transpired.
My wife Carl will,
Okay.
if that's okay.
Names and addresses for the
Yes.
record, too, please.
Yes, my name is Carla White, 25 Doherty Avenue. I am the wife of Mr. Paul White. We're here.
We all have our crosses to bear, yes.
Right, fine.
We are here for the application of a new shed on the property. When we moved the old shed with all the landscaping equipment, we put it in our basement. And it was in the main part of the house. It started to smell like diesel gas, and I was worried for our daughter. So I told Mr. White to get rid of all the equipment and put it outside. So he put it on the tarps,
Yeah,
but
make sure you're speaking directly to
sorry.
that mic. because,
he removed all the equipment and put it under tarps, making the yard look
Relax,
a little messy. We have our amazing neighbors and who are also our friends, and they lend a hand. And eventually, we moved some of our equipment into their sheds and in their properties. It's causing a bit of inconvenience whenever we need to use all of the equipment. So that's the reason we would like to have a shed in our property.
Okay. I also noticed that there was an issue with the setback on the front lawn, that it was a little different than was originally proposed in the last variance that you obtained. could you just go explain to us how that happened? Was there a mismeasurement or something?
The setback, I believe, was 24 feet and change.
Yeah.
It's still the same. I don't know what would have changed.
No, no,
There was actually a concrete, I want to say like a concrete big patio that I actually took out when I built the house.
Okay.
And this goes into how,
I think what, if you look at,
If I can clarify that as well.
Go
oh,
ahead.
okay. I'm just saying,
Muller of Muller Engineering.
yes, go ahead.
Sorry, my
yeah,
engineer's here also, I
well,
forgot to say
yeah,
that.
I might as well qualify you. Just give us your background and,
Sure. My name is Catherine Muller, principal and owner of Muller Engineering in Warren Township. I have a bachelor's of science from Clarkson University in civil and environmental engineering. I've had my license since 2003.
and it's still current.
It is current and valid, and I've been in front of this board before.
Yeah, and you're an expert. Thank you. We gotta do that for the record.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So what I see here, just let me go over what I see in our planner's report, is that we have a existing 23.31, and it's no change, but what I see in the variance was a permission to do 24 and a point, yeah, 0.25. So I just want to make sure that we give the proper variance for that, yeah.
Part of this application, Mr. White agreed to do a new survey to get the topography.
Yeah.
So whether they picked up a brick shelf that may be on the front of the foundation, and the house is actually slightly skewed to the front property line.
Okay,
So the front left is approximately 24.
Okay.
And the front right is closer to the property line. There's no additions in the front.
Okay.
When the addition was done, it may have, just construction 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
okay.
So that's per our updated survey that was submitted with our application.
Okay, so as part of this proceeding, along with any other variance we might grant, we should probably update that so it would be closer to what's there. And as you said, it was probably mostly due to where you measure the house from.
Where it's
Yeah.
measured, technology, et
Okay.
cetera, over the last
Okay.
25 years. But there's nothing proposed causing that.
Nothing changing there, yeah, we know that. We just want that to be updated. Okay, so now we're just basically considering the shed. Go ahead.
Mr. Gretsch, there was a difference as far as, obviously, technology. It was like the 17th century back then when they did it, you know that. They were drawing out everything, so it may be
Yeah.
off a foot or two.
Yeah,
Like-
no, I understand.
like Ms.
Well,
Moore
that's why
said.
we have to straighten it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, I appreciate it.
But, so this shed is a pre-constructed one that's gonna go on the property, or how's that gonna be done?
Yeah, I was gonna order from a place in Pennsylvania. They just
Okay.
drop it off and deliver it.
Right,
in
it
one
comes on a
shot.
flatbed and they
Yeah,
drop
they
it off.
flatbed it. They said they could deliver it in one day. and
So
it's
you're
all-
really not constructing it, you're
No,
just putting it
no,
on the property?
no.
What base are you gonna put it on?
Whatever the town requires. I was thinking concrete slab, or if they prefer rock, whatever the town prefers, I would do. I'd rather concrete, of course. This way you don't have to worry about the wood rotting or anything.
Okay. And how big is the shed?
We're requesting a 10 by 20.
Okay,
The old shed that was removed was slightly smaller.
okay.
I believe it was 15 by 18 or 15 by 16. And the real reason we removed the old shed, it was old and crumbly, but it was on the property line also, and we wanted
Right.
to be compliant with it.
So this one's 10 feet off the lines, right?
I think it's 13 we're gonna do.
13,
I
well,
wanna
yeah.
make sure, I wanna make sure we're well in.
Yeah. Well, it can be any more, it can be 10 or more, that's fine.
Yeah, I just wanted to go in, I didn't wanna put it exactly 10, you never know, you make it,
Right,
her father would be helping me, he's old-time construction work, he may be 6 inches in or out, so I'd rather
right.
way over.
How many doors on the shed?
To be honest with you, whatever the best deal I can get at the time, I just looked online, and I called a few people that are making the sheds, and, depends. You could take one that has the barn-sized door facing the side, or in the front, or they have them with both,
Yeah.
back or front.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
Well,
whatever
both
the
is a
best deal I
good
can-
choice, sided, because then you have the choice of running your lawnmower up the side.
Yeah, and it's nice if you can pack everything in one end, and then you have another door on the other side, whether it's a 4-foot door or a 6-foot door, whatever. I'm really not sure. Is that something that has to be
Well,
done
really,
tonight?
that doesn't concern us.
Just
We're
to
not- yeah.
decide. I'm really not sure, but it'll be less than 20 feet high, and 10 by 20 would be ideal, because we have a lot of stuff, patio furniture stuff. It ends up in, I got yelled at for bringing all this. I thought I could do without a shed. I can't do it.
Very few people can.
No, you think you can, and you can't.
No. Any questions from the board?
Can you tell me again, what was the size of the old shed? 15 by 15, would that be
I
fair
believe it was
enough?
15 by 17 or 18. It was in one of the emails, approximately, it was 180 square foot.
15 by 12.
15 by
15
12.
by 12,
Okay, 'cause I was
yeah.
going to say 15 squared would get you 225, and this would actually be a reduction in size. So
Okay.
15, 12, I don't know.
So you're improving the location, you're getting a brand-new shed, and you're storing all your outdoor stuff in there. Yeah.
Yes, and there'll be no impact.
And relieving the sheds of other people. Yeah.
There'll be no impact. Neighbors can't see it. There's high bushes, as you've seen in
Yeah.
the photos I sent to
Yeah.
Ms. Coons. And I actually tucked it in another couple of feet, so even if you're driving up the street and you look down my driveway, you really won't see it. You have to really look. So there'll be no impact to anybody. Nobody will even know it's there.
All right, any other, oh, our expert, would you like to opine on something?
No, you're not giving direct, testimony or?
I'm here if there's technical.
Yeah, no, we'll ask, but I just
Okay.
want to get that.
So I think just my letter of dated, July 11th, 2025, I just noted, the difference between the 23.3 and the 24.25, which we just discussed, and just recommended that this just be cleaned up as part of
Yeah.
this
I
application.
appreciate that, 'cause that was probably something that was done back in the Stone Age. This is 1999 when I built the house, pretty much so.
And then I noted that you need a variance for impervious coverage, right, with the shed is,
correct,
I mean,
yeah.
you already are over.
Yes.
And the shed is going to push you slightly over, a little bit more
Yes,
over.
yes.
And that you need a variance for the maximum square footage of the shed.
That's correct.
Okay. And so I guess, I mean, do you want me to go through the planning proofs, or do you want to do that, Chris?
No, you go.
Okay, all right, okay. So, you're well aware as a member of the board, the two types of C variances, the one is a hardship.
Right.
And then one is a sort of a flexible C2, which is more has to do with the benefits of granting the variance would outweigh the detriments. And
Right.
so would you, not to ask a leading question, but would you say that the fact of you having a shed on your property, even though it's going to cause these two variances, that the benefits of you having a place to put your lawn equipment and other equipment that you would potentially maybe would have to store outside or at other people's locations outweighs any detriments related to these two variances?
Yes, I mean, I have to.
Yeah. Okay, all right, okay.
Believe me, I'm in desperate need of it, I really am, because every time it snows, I gotta go to this guy's house to get the snow blower, I gotta go here to get the rocks. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking.
Okay, and so, and then, the purposes of zoning and the municipal land use law have, among the purposes are sort of a visually appealing environment, and would you say that this variance would further those?
Yes, absolutely. Again, it'd be something brand new. The thing that was there was old and fallen down, and this is definitely an improvement.
And then finally, with regard to the negative criteria, would you say that these variances are going to negatively impact your neighborhood or your neighbors? I mean, it sort of sounds like what you're saying is actually going to improve them.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
and that having, a shed that's 200 square feet or, exceeding the maximum coverage by 200 square feet more than you are currently, is that going to have any negative impacts on your community, on your neighbors?
No, none at all whatsoever.
Okay, and I mean, those are really the extent of my planning comments. I just will defer to my colleague regarding any stormwater concerns with the excessive lot coverage.
So for the proposed shed, just noting from the plans, there is a proposal to provide for infiltration trenches on both sides of the roof pitch. So that would allow, and our code does have some considerations for when placing a shed over a gravel drainage area to promote infiltration and reduce that impervious impact.
Right.
This would be comparable to that, and is sized by the engineer to address that 200 cubic feet of, sorry,
Wow.
200 square feet for 4-inch rainfall. What it also does is a flexibility of allowing options for different types of foundation, the slab on grade or on concrete block, and then allowing the drainage to be addressed off the gutter line and where it will naturally drain into that area. So I think there's appropriate mitigation proposed for the shed that's provided here as this particular increase, right, and the proposed improvement. And then looking back over the prior approval, there was a previous variance granted for impervious coverage, and then there was also a consideration from the number that was documented on that application for a suitable backup and turnaround area to be constructed on the property. And so I think that justifies why we see a discrepancy in the existing conditions in the low 30s and percentage-wise, and the application having granted the high 20s.
Right,
Because
right.
it was accommodating for that plus or minus of a few percentage
Right.
on what is an undersized lot. And we have a history here of stable conditions without drainage impacts to neighbors and no documented impacts to those neighbors. So in that way, I feel that the prior improvement of the turnaround was already mitigated when it was constructed and stabilized. And then what we have here with the shed is being addressed directly with the proposed improvements.
Okay. Any other questions from board?
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Are there gutters, or is it a gutter line? Are there gutters on the sheds, or is it just flowing? And
So I
going
think
to the
that's
gravel
still
area?
subject to when he pulls a permit for the shed and makes a purchase.
I think you're better off just with the extra extended eaves, and it'll just drip right onto
Right, so the-
three-quarter clean stone.
Right, the way the area is
Rather than
set.
it all come out of one pipe and it all
Right.
goes into one section
Then
and
it
floods
all-
the section or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Which I don't, again, there was a shed there prior.
I've never
about 8
seen
feet
gutters
over.
on a shed.
Yeah.
I've never seen gutters on a shed before.
I'm just saying, rather than do it, rather than do that, you can do anything. But again, there was a shed there prior and there was zero issues. This is really not even needed, as far as I'm concerned, but,
Yeah.
we wanted to make it a little better. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, you don't want to have the runoff from the shed sheet off of it. You have a question?
Mr. White, or Mrs. White, you can also answer. Your property, I know I live the next street over, for the record. Your property slopes towards your backyard. And the property owner behind this current property is also yourself?
I actually own the property behind it.
You
yeah.
do?
Yeah.
So any runoff
Oh,
would
it'd be
be
on me,
no
yeah.
encumbrance on any
There's-
neighbor other than what you own?
Even yesterday was horrible. It was, and there's zero issues on my property, the property in the back. My neighbors next door, there's nothing. There's nothing. We're very fortunate over there. Again, I know Gillette's a little funny because there's high water tables here and there, but we're lucky. We don't have any problems at all, nothing.
Good.
That's why, I said we really don't even need the trenches, but we want to make it a little better. But,
Yeah.
it's really not necessary.
Does your expert want to opine on, do you want to say something?
I think we covered most of the bases. The impervious coverage, as you've heard, is over under existing conditions. This is due to a rear entry, double garage. So that is partially a hardship of how the house was designed to have that excess driveway. So that our starting point is over on the coverage.
Right.
And then the 200 square feet is the variance increase that we're asking for tonight.
Right, but that's in a separate part of the property, and it isn't contiguous with the other coverage.
It is not.
Yeah.
So, other than that, it's in a single-family zone surrounded by R4, undersized lot. We've done the stormwater, as your engineers described, for the township requirements. And to answer the board member's question, this will function with no gutters, so that it could sheet flow off the roof and hit the whole trench. And if for some reason gutters were installed over the door or something, where the downspouts can disconnect into that trench, and it would function
Same
Either
way.
way,
Okay.
either way.
You see a benefit for a trench other than putting stone around it? I mean, what's the difference between the two? Having a stone base around it or the trench?
Well, if it is a concrete foundation, this will function on the edges.
Okay. Does any member of the public have a question for any of the witnesses? Okay, seeing no questions, I'll close it to the public. Okay, any other testimony? You have a question?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Okay.
One question.
Yes.
How far is the new shed from the sanitary sewer easement that I'm seeing on the back end here?
You mean the manhole?
Well, I'm just looking at the overall
Yeah.
plan, and I'm assuming the shed's in the back corner here, right?
Yeah.
So I was just wondering how far it is from that easement.
It's just in from it. I mean, if I ever had to get at it, there wouldn't be a problem. I can get at it. I know where it is because I remember when I built the house. I know exactly where it is. Actually, moving it 13 feet in was actually better for me. That's actually one of the reasons also because the easement kind of goes along there, and it kind of goes towards the corner of the property. If you look on the easement that goes out to Mitchell, that's actually off a little bit, but I know where it is, but there's no problem. I can get to it if I have to. The clean out, you're saying, if you're worried about that, that's on the driveway, rear of the driveway, so you can get into it to clean out everything, no problem. No problem at all. And if I ever had to you're saying if I ever had to dig up the pipe or something?
I'm just looking at,
Yeah.
just a general, any
Yeah.
kind of, thinking about what happened, like you said, over the past night and the like. and
Yeah.
Any potential.
Sure.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the actual sewer line. It's one of those houses where in that neighborhood, a lot of the sewers run between the rear properties. I don't know why they did it like that. I guess so they don't have to dig up the streets when they got to fix them.
There's a few properties like that.
Yeah, so mine actually runs out the back and pretty much right where that concrete's gonna be, it's gonna be right there. If I had to get at it, I can get at it. I mean, hopefully I never have to dig up the sewer. It should be fine.
Well, they have been cleaning them out, if you noticed.
Yes, they did in that neighborhood, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and putting fake roads in and cleaning them out.
Yep.
Any comments by the public? Yes. Yes, come on. There's no microphone.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, we have to get a microphone, miss. Hold on.
I have to teach this that I can project if you want.
No, it has to be on the record. It's not that we can't hear you, it's the record won't be able to hear you.
See how long the green lasts. One take.
Over under.
And we used excuse me. Okay. Would you give us your name and address, please?
Absolutely. Kathleen Zorlo, 8 Doherty Avenue, Gillette, New Jersey.
And where are you in relation to the applicant?
Across the street,
Across the street.
diagonally across the street.
Okay.
Known Paul for many, many, many
Yes.
years.
Ma'am, hold on
And
one
I
second.
hope you will indulge me right
He's
now.
going to swear you in.
I gotta
Hold
swear
on.
you in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Please proceed.
Okay. I wrote this out so I didn't forget what I wanted to say. Please indulge me because this is coming from a year and a half of upset. I'm here tonight to support Mr. Paul White's variance request. After experiencing the debacle of the Gates Avenue development, which you may or may not be familiar with, project over the last year and a half, it is incomprehensible to me that there would be any objections to Mr. White's request. The residents surrounding Gates were told two 24,000 square foot homes would be built. There were to be walls and fences for water mitigation. There was a limit to the number of trees to be taken down. We were assured by the then planning committee that if the property were ever sold, the new owner would need to comply with the agreed upon situation. A new buyer came. No one was notified. The new buyer then said he was putting up, which he did, one 6,000 square foot home and one 3,000 square foot home. Since there was no planning board meeting scheduled, several residents went to the township committee meetings with concerns, and we aired them there. We were again assured no permits would be issued, and the new owner would have to comply with the previous plans. A resident was told she could call the next day and confirm this. I personally stood at this podium and thanked the committee when I had no previous reason to do so or plans. My Irish was full out that night. I told my husband when I left that they had somewhat restored my faith in local government. because they were confirming what we all sat in this room and heard. Fast forward. 2 weeks later, the resident in question was told there was a new engineer in town who didn't know about the previous plans, about the past meetings, and that the builder was going ahead with his plans. I am unable to wrap my head around this and the fact that a nearby neighbor needed a variance for land coverage when they were bumping up a roof. I don't understand how that covers land. I wish someone would explain that to me at some point. In conclusion, I think it's a shame that longtime residents have to go through the turmoil they do simply to improve their property, which I believe is in the town's best interest. Thank you for your time, and please approve Mr. and Mrs. White's variance request. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm sorry about the past, miss. Okay, well, that's nice. Any other, yes, come on up.
Sir, I got to swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Name and address, please.
I'm Kevin Franken. I live at 41 Doherty Avenue, and I'm 2 houses away from Paul. I've lived in my house for 40 years. It was originally a one-bedroom cabin style home that I expanded in 1987. Unfortunately, I didn't need a variance. However, recently my son and I wanted to explore adding an addition of an in-law suite for me as I age, and he could have the rest of the house. It will not come to fruition because of all the variances I would need. Paul moved into a very similar house, one-bedroom cabin style, I guess around 1993.
moved in,
Yeah. And he expanded that home around 2000. Never any problem with his construction. It had no effect on his neighbors. His property is kept well and immaculately maintained. Actually, I never even knew he had a prior shed on the property. The issues we have on Doherty Avenue are certainly not Paul's property. We have an Airbnb and we have a rental property. And you can go on and see that even though this town passed an ordinance, that people advertise for 1 week, 2 week stays in Airbnbs, which is against the ordinance. We also have a rental property. It's right across from me, and that is overgrown with grass, uncut hedges. It's like a jungle. And the high grass is a breeding ground for ticks, and I have a son that has Lyme disease. In closing, I want to ask you to approve Paul and Carla's request for a variance. He's a good neighbor, never any problem. He maintains his property. He's a very helpful neighbor, a helpful neighbor, in fact. So when it comes to it, I have to look at across the street, and you look at Paul's house. I guess in a couple of days, go by his house and see the beautiful sunflowers that not only they enjoy, but the rest of the neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Frank.
Anyone else wants to come up and make a comment? Just wait a minute.
All right, sir. I got to swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Name and
Would you
address.
pick the mic up a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
You pick them.
That's good. Just angle it up.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
So David Richards, and that's 50 Doherty Ave. I live adjacent to the White family, across the street and to an angle. So first and foremost, I just wanted to mention that the White family keeps their property immaculate. It's well maintained. Grass is always cut. Bushes are always manicured, and has always given great advice when I was going through a construction project of my own where I updated my house a number of years ago. In speaking just in terms of variances in general, I do find some frustration with the process in this town in particular, because I've been involved in some other towns through some various construction projects, and I just find it frustrating that in my own property, as an example, I have a garage that was constructed long before I moved into the house in probably the 1960s, which is a bit dilapidated, and I would love to do some improvements and love to do some updates to the garage, but due to the at least $12,000 to $15,000 or more cost of a variance for just those improvements to that garage, I would not be able to even afford to do it. So I'm basically left not being able to make the improvements, which probably would not cost that much. So having kind of started the paperwork with it and having spoken with engineers and planners and architects and seeing how much paperwork and everything that is involved in it, it's just very, very discouraging. So I would like to be able to make some improvements. I'd like some of my neighbors to be able to make some improvements, but I think we're all unanimously finding that this process is just, well, we very much appreciate the goals of the process. We also understand that without it, we could be left with some very bad situations in town. I do fear the costs and process involved in it, and I would hope that we would be able to streamline this and hopefully reduce the costs of it in future variances. But my main purpose for being here is of course, to support Mr. White and speak to the fact that I believe that the shed would not have any inhibitants on our properties or the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else who'd like to make comment? Okay, come on up. That's where a lot of people in today.
More so than usual. All right, sir. We start again. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Name and address, please.
David Filler, 31 Milton Avenue. I live diagonally behind Paul.
What was that address one more time?
31 Milton?
Milton. Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Paul's been an excellent neighbor, and I'd like to see him get the variance. It's a hardship with the 25% coverage, but in his lot where he's putting the shed, it's not going to be visible either from my house, Milton Avenue, or from what I can see, Doherty Avenue. The surface water, if anybody, I'm downhill of Doherty Avenue, and there is an issue with surface water, but not coming from his property. It's actually coming down the road. And I have a problem if you put dry wells in. When they constructed a new house across the road and they put a dry well in, I get surface water, not surface water, but water coming into my basement. And I got water this last time with this last heavy rain yesterday. But I see no issue with the surface water coming off his shed.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any other comments? Come on up.
Take your time.
I don't know.
Sir, thank you very much. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Name and address, please, sir.
8 Doherty Avenue, Gillette, New Jersey.
And your name?
William Zerlo.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
I'm here for Mr. White. I went through this business of getting, approvals and all when we did the things in our house, and they put you through hell. And I believe just to get a variance just for a shed and a little part of a driveway costing them $3,000 or $4,000, to me is ridiculous. You should at least loosen up the land coverage from 25% maybe up to 40%. I mean, consider that. Then people would do more for their houses, and you get more tax money in. And I'm for.
Thank you, sir. You got to understand, this is the Board of Adjustment. The Planning Board and the Township Committee would be those would be the bodies that would do that. We only give variances for what already exists on the record. And
Right,
as
but-
much as we may agree with some of the things you're saying, we're not the board to change it, unfortunately.
No, but you should consider it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we can make recommendations, but we don't do the changing.
All right, but
This board is essentially a judge. if
Yeah.
That makes sense, not a
Yeah,
legislative.
we take what's already existing and give people variances from it. We don't change what's already
Understand.
existing.
But I hope you give Mr. White his
Yes.
variance.
Thank you.
Keeps his property nice and everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Hearing no further comments, I'm going to close it to the public. Any other statements you want to make?
If it's okay, I'd like to thank all my neighbors for coming out. I really
Yes.
appreciate that. And in closing, just like Mr. Zola just said, it is a hardship to 25%, and that's why I'm over. And it's
Yeah.
pretty much put a house in a driveway, you're over that 25%.
Yes.
So pretty much what he said. And
Okay.
I want to thank everybody, and that's it. Do you have anything? Carla.
No, thank you all for your time and to the neighbors that support us every single day. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, would you like to start deliberations?
It seems like a worthy cause, Mr. White, and Mrs. White, thank you for coming in for your commentary. Diesel fumes don't sound like a lot of fun and probably not good for your daughter, so this seems like a
It's experience for her. She's watching this.
I see her there, so I'm
we were
glad
going to
she-
leave her home alone, but we figured we'd get more trouble. We better bring her here.
And with the diesel fumes, right?
Yes,
Keep
yes.
her out of the house. And also would like to thank all the members of the public who spoke and gave their commentary. You have a lot of support for a shed. So, and you know, some of the comments that were aired about the process and everything. Again, we're not the board to handle that, even though we may
Yeah, I was.
be more sympathetic to what you had to say than you might realize. So, I do want to thank you all for your time and efforts coming out. So, thanks everyone.
Thank you. Alex, would you like to?
You've got an applicant here that's taken the time to cross the Ts and dot the Is, and I appreciate that. The infiltration trenches are gonna make a big difference, I think, with retaining the water that might run off of the shed. So I think everything is in line, and I would certainly approve of the application.
Gary?
Based on what I heard about what was there before, it seems like it's going to actually be an improvement, even though it's a little bit larger. I think it was refreshing to see your neighbors come out and support it, and thank you for going through the process.
Thank you.
Carl?
Speaking to the facts of this case, it seems pretty clear-cut. You are replacing a shed that will not bother anyone else, and it will benefit your life. We wouldn't like to see your daughter huffing on gas fumes anymore. That's a
Yeah.
nice thing. I don't see any problem being a neighbor, as all of these other people are. We know you to be an excellent person, and maintain your property immaculately, as was said a million times,
Thank you.
practically. So I see no problem in granting this variance, in my opinion. Aside from that, and I don't usually do this, but I would like to speak to the general public and say, thank you all for coming out. It is great to see community response, especially when a person like Paul, who does everything for everybody, as you all know, needs a little help. It's great to get to know that he's got some backup. What we would like to do, sometimes we can't do, because we have to play by the rules we're given. We can't just make up any rules we want. But in this case, it seems pretty evident that everybody likes what Paul and Carla are doing.
Thank you. I concur with my fellow board members. I think a shed is almost an essential thing on somebody's property because we don't want equipment laying around outside, covered by tarps. You know, that's really unsightly. And it's nice to have a place to put things, and it actually cleans up the neighborhood. And especially, and the land, you know, it's a hardship when existing properties are zoned for bigger than they are already, and you're already over the zoning no matter what you do. You're over the lot coverage. And that's been a ongoing scenario that we have. Unfortunately, that's why we have zoning boards, to give variances for things like that. And in this case, I believe you do deserve that, and you deserve the cleaning up of the variance for the front lawn too, so we can get that straightened out. And I don't believe there's any negative impact on the neighborhood as far as water runoff or that a couple of a foot or so off on the front yard. I think it'll benefit the neighborhood. You know, sheds make the neighborhood look better, not worse. So I would be in favor of it. So, okay.
Are there any conditions?
Want me to summarize, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, I don't believe we had any conditions.
Okay.
Okay.
Three bulk variances being requested here. One is for the front yard setback, which I would note is an existing nonconformity, 23.31%, or, I'm sorry, 23.31 feet proposed, where 50 feet is the minimum required. Second variance is for lot coverage, 36% proposed, where 25% is the max permitted. Third is for shed size, 200 square feet proposed, where 100 square feet is the max permitted. I did not note any conditions, either in Liz's memo, Joe didn't do a memo, or during the hearing.
No, I didn't either. So do I have a motion to approve the application?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Roll call.
Vice Chairman Grosskopf.
Yes.
Mr. Watts.
Yes.
Mr. Giannakis.
Yes.
Mr. Zadrozny.
Yes.
And Chairman Correct.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We're
Thank
done.
you, everybody.
You have a shed. Thank you.
Thank you.
doing a good
Thank
job.
you again.
Thank you for coming out and joining your husband. I don't know who put this thing in here, but somebody stuck the other gavel in this drawer and jams it. No, these-
You
it's
chairmen
right there. You
playing
can't
pranks
get-
on
I
each
have to
other
get it out
again?
somehow. It's jammed in there. I don't know why somebody did that. Here's the other gavel. Oh, there, I finally got it out, okay. Shoot.
Scuffed up a little bit.
Yeah, but it's like, really? Why would you jam it in
Wait, is
there?
that the 2014 Landy stuff?
Yes, that's the 20.
I think it's in
Yeah, right. No, this is the judge's gavel, and somebody stuck mine in the drawer and it jammed. I couldn't get it open. So I'm just gonna leave it out. I don't know what was it doing jammed in the door, in the drawer. Let me see.
Yeah, you know. Can't carry more weight.
Yeah, some
Okay,
are,
so
some
we're,
are a little heftier
Hold on.
girth than others.
Why, thank you.
here it is. I don't know what that was doing in there. Okay, good. That's,
So what are we doing now?
I missed these
okay,
meetings.
so when's our next meeting?
Next meeting is August.
19th.
Okay, and well, how many applications?
We have 2 applications and we have to work on the annual report.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I asked, because if we have 2 applications, what are they? Are they quick or are they?
They're not,
No, then we.
so unfortunately, I don't know if we're gonna be able to.
No, that's what I'm asking, because
September.
we'll have to do it in September then.
We're gonna have to, because the, one application is use variance and the other application is Burger King.
Well, Burger King probably won't be that bad with the use
Don't jinx,
variance.
don't.
No, I won't jinx
No,
it, okay.
no.
Okay, I won't, okay, sorry. I
Advisory
mean,
opinions?
say that, but the use variance will probably take a little time. So, all right, so then we're probably not getting to the annual report.
I don't, I think September 2nd,
Okay.
and we definitely have some I'll probably only put like 1 application on that night.
Then, yeah, then we'll do it
And
then.
I may save it, too, in case anything. It's weird how.
Right. Okay, sounds good. All right, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? All right, all in favor of adjourning? Adjourn.